The way you begin your morning has a powerful influence on the direction of your entire day. In Stoic philosophy, the first habit of a disciplined mind is to remember that your thoughts, reactions, and decisions are within your control. Many people wake up and immediately allow the outside world to take control of their minds. They check their phones, read messages, scroll through social media, and instantly become emotionally influenced by the opinions, problems, and negativity of others. Without realizing it, their mood, focus, and peace of mind are already shaped by things they cannot control. A Stoic approach to the morning is very different. Instead of giving your mind away to the chaos of the world, you begin the day by taking ownership of it. When you wake up, take a moment to remind yourself of a simple but powerful truth: your mind belongs to you. Your reactions, your perspective, and your attitude are choices that you control. The world may bring challenges, criticism, misunderstandings, or unexpected problems, but none of these events have the power to disturb your inner peace unless you allow them to. This realization is one of the most powerful forms of mental discipline. The Stoics believe that external events are neutral. It is our interpretation of them that creates emotional disturbance. By remembering this principle in the morning, you prepare yourself to face the day with clarity and strength. Owning your mind also means starting the day with intentional thoughts rather than random distractions. Instead of immediately reacting to notifications or worries, you take a few quiet moments to center your mind. You might reflect on the kind of person you want to be today. You might remind yourself to stay calm, patient, and focused no matter what situations arise. This simple mental preparation creates a strong foundation for the rest of your day. When challenges appear later, your mind will already be anchored in discipline rather than emotional reaction. Another important part of owning your morning is choosing your first thoughts carefully. Your first thoughts often set the emotional tone for the entire day. If you begin the morning with stress, complaints, or fear about the future, that negative energy tends to follow you throughout the day. But if you begin with clarity, control, and purpose, your mind becomes stronger and more stable. Stoicism teaches that a disciplined life begins with disciplined thinking. The morning is the perfect opportunity to train your mind to focus on strength, responsibility, and calmness. This habit may seem small, but its impact is profound. A person who controls their morning gradually learns to control their reactions during the entire day. Instead of being pushed around by other people's moods, opinions, or actions, you remain steady and focused on what truly matters. Over time, this creates a powerful sense of inner freedom. You are no longer dependent on external circumstances to feel calm or confident. Your stability comes from within. When you consistently start the day by claiming ownership of your mind, you build mental strength that grows stronger with time. You become less reactive, more thoughtful, and more resilient. Problems that once disturbed you begin to feel smaller because your perspective has changed. The Stoics believe that true power is not the ability to control the world but the ability to control yourself. And that power begins the moment you wake up and decide that your mind will not be ruled by anything outside of you. One of the most powerful practices in Stoic philosophy is preparing your mind for difficulties before they actually happen. Most people begin their day expecting everything to go smoothly. They assume that people will behave kindly, plans will work perfectly, and circumstances will unfold exactly the way they want. But when reality turns out differently, they become frustrated, angry, or discouraged. Their emotional reaction comes from the fact that they were mentally unprepared for challenges. Stoic thinkers understood that life is unpredictable, and because of this, a wise person prepares their mind in advance for possible obstacles. When you start your morning, take a few moments to calmly imagine that the day may bring certain difficulties. Perhaps someone may criticize you, misunderstand your intentions, or behave rudely. Maybe a plan will fail, traffic will delay you, or something unexpected will disrupt your schedule. This exercise is not about becoming negative or pessimistic. Instead, it is about strengthening your mental resilience. By thinking about possible challenges ahead of time, you remove the element of surprise that often triggers emotional reactions. The Stoics believe that when the mind expects obstacles, it becomes calmer when they actually appear. Instead of reacting with anger or frustration, you simply recognize the situation as something you already anticipated. Your mind responds with patience rather than shock. In this way, you remain steady while others lose control of their emotions. Preparing for challenges in advance allows you to maintain clarity and rational thinking, even when circumstances are difficult. Another important benefit of this practice is that it shifts your focus from complaining to problem solving. When people are surprised by problems, they often waste energy blaming others, criticizing the situation, or feeling sorry for themselves. But when you mentally prepare for challenges in the morning, you approach them with a completely different mindset. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you begin asking, "How can I respond wisely?" This shift in thinking transforms obstacles into opportunities for discipline and growth. This habit also helps you develop emotional strength. When you imagine possible difficulties in advance, you remind yourself that other people's behavior is outside of your control. Someone may speak harshly or act unfairly, but their actions do not have to control your peace of mind. You prepare yourself to respond with calmness, patience, and self-control. In doing so, you protect your inner stability from the unpredictable behavior of others. Over time, this practice builds confidence in your ability to handle whatever the day brings. You begin to trust your own resilience because you know that your mind is prepared. Instead of fearing problems, you start seeing them as natural parts of life. Challenges no longer feel like personal attacks or unfair events. They simply become situations that test your character and discipline. The Stoics believe that a strong mind is not one that avoids difficulty but one that is ready for it. When you visualize potential obstacles in the morning, you train your mind to stay calm and rational under pressure. This small daily practice quietly strengthens your mental armor. When the world becomes chaotic or unpredictable, your mind remains steady because you already prepared yourself for the possibility of difficulty. And that preparation gives you a powerful advantage, the ability to remain calm, focused, and in control no matter what the day brings. A powerful Stoic habit to practice every morning is gratitude for what you already have. Many people begin their day by thinking about what is missing in their lives. They focus on goals they have not achieved, possessions they do not own, or success they feel they have not yet reached. This mindset quietly creates dissatisfaction and restlessness. Instead of feeling motivated, the mind becomes trapped in comparison and desire. Stoic philosophy teaches a very different perspective. Rather than starting the day with a sense of lack, a Stoic mind begins with appreciation. When you wake up in the morning, take a moment to recognize the simple things that already exist in your life. The ability to breathe, to move, to think clearly, and to experience another day are all gifts that many people overlook. The Stoics believe that life itself is temporary and unpredictable, which is why every new morning should be seen as something valuable. When you remember that nothing in life is guaranteed, even ordinary things begin to feel meaningful. Gratitude changes the way your mind perceives the world. Instead of constantly chasing what is missing, you begin to notice the value of what is already present. Perhaps you have supportive family members, opportunities to learn, or the ability to improve your life through effort and discipline. Even small comforts like a safe place to sleep or the chance to pursue your goals can become powerful sources of appreciation. By recognizing these things each morning, you train your mind to focus on abundance rather than scarcity. This habit is important because the human mind naturally drifts toward dissatisfaction. Without realizing it, people often measure their happiness by comparing themselves with others. Social media, competition, and external pressures encourage this mindset even more. When someone constantly compares their life with others, they begin to feel that what they have is never enough. Stoic thinkers warn against this way of thinking because it weakens the mind and steals inner peace. Gratitude protects you from this trap by reminding you that value is not determined by comparison. Practicing gratitude in the morning also builds emotional stability throughout the day. When challenges appear later, your mind is less likely to become overwhelmed by negativity. You have already grounded yourself in appreciation, which creates a sense of calm and balance. Problems may still occur, but they no longer erase the awareness of what is good in your life. Gratitude acts like a mental anchor that keeps your perspective steady even when circumstances change. Another powerful effect of gratitude is that it strengthens motivation. When you appreciate the opportunities already available to you, you become more willing to use them wisely. Instead of complaining about what you lack, you start focusing on how to improve and grow with what you have. This mindset creates a healthier form of ambition, one that is driven by purpose rather than dissatisfaction. Over time, this daily practice reshapes the way you see the world. You become less dependent on external success or recognition to feel content. Your sense of peace begins to come from within rather than from achievements or possessions. The Stoics believe that true wealth is not measured by how much a person owns but by how much they appreciate what they already have. Starting the morning with gratitude reminds you that life is not just about chasing future success but also about recognizing the value of the present moment. This awareness brings calmness, clarity, and strength to your mind. By practicing gratitude every day, you slowly build a mindset that is resilient, balanced, and capable of finding meaning even in ordinary moments. One of the most important lessons in Stoic philosophy is learning to focus only on what you can control. Many people spend their mornings worrying about things that are completely outside of their power. They think about other people's opinions, future outcomes, past mistakes, or situations they cannot change. This habit drains mental energy and creates unnecessary stress. The Stoics believe that peace of mind begins when you clearly separate what is within your control from what is not. By starting your day with this understanding, you train your mind to focus only on the things that truly matter. When you wake up in the morning, remind yourself of a simple truth: you cannot control other people's actions, their judgments, or the events that may occur during the day. You cannot control whether someone appreciates your efforts, whether a plan goes exactly as expected, or whether unexpected problems arise. These things belong to the outside world, and the Stoics taught that trying to control them will only lead to frustration. However, there are certain things that are completely within your control, and these are where your attention should be directed. Your thoughts, your decisions, your effort, and your response to situations all belong to you. No one can force you to react with anger, impatience, or negativity unless you allow it. This realization is extremely empowering because it shifts your focus from helplessness to responsibility. Instead of worrying about circumstances, you begin concentrating on how you will behave and what choices you will make. In this way, you reclaim control over your own mind and actions. Starting the day with this perspective helps you conserve mental energy. When people constantly worry about outcomes or the behavior of others, their minds become exhausted before the day even begins. They replay conversations, imagine worst-case scenarios, and feel anxious about events that have not yet happened. A Stoic mindset removes this unnecessary burden. You simply accept that certain things are beyond your control and choose not to invest your emotional energy in them. This practice also improves your ability to handle challenges during the day. When difficulties arise, instead of reacting with frustration, you immediately return to the Stoic principle: focus on what you can control. If someone speaks harshly, you cannot control their words, but you can control your response. If a plan fails, you cannot change what has already happened, but you can decide how to adapt and move forward. This shift in thinking turns obstacles into opportunities for discipline and personal growth. Another benefit of this habit is that it strengthens your sense of inner freedom. When your peace of mind depends on external outcomes, your happiness becomes fragile. A single negative comment or unexpected problem can ruin your mood. But when you focus only on your own actions and character, your stability becomes much stronger. Other people's opinions lose their power over you because you understand that their judgments are not under your control. Over time, this mindset builds confidence and resilience. You stop feeling overwhelmed by uncertainty because you realize that your responsibility is not to control the entire world. Your responsibility is simply to act with wisdom, discipline, and integrity in every situation. This clarity simplifies life in a powerful way. By beginning each morning with the intention to focus only on what you can control, you prepare your mind for a calmer and more productive day. You stop wasting energy on things that cannot be changed and instead direct your attention toward your own actions and choices. This habit strengthens your discipline, protects your peace of mind, and helps you move through life with greater clarity and purpose. A powerful Stoic habit to begin your morning with is making a clear commitment to act with discipline and virtue throughout the day. Stoic philosophy teaches that the true measure of a person is not their wealth, status, or external success, but the strength of their character. Every day gives you a new opportunity to practice wisdom, patience, courage, and self-control. When you start the morning with the intention to live according to these values, you prepare your mind to face the day with purpose rather than simply reacting to events as they happen. Many people move through their day without a clear internal direction. Their actions are guided by emotions, impulses, or the pressure of circumstances. When things go well, they feel confident and positive. But when difficulties appear, their mood and behavior quickly change. Stoic thinkers believe that a disciplined life requires a different approach. Instead of letting emotions decide how you behave, you make a conscious decision each morning about the kind of person you will be. This simple act of commitment gives your day a strong moral foundation. When you wake up, take a moment to remind yourself that challenges will likely appear. You may encounter people who are impatient, negative, or unfair. You may face delays, mistakes, or unexpected problems. Instead of hoping these situations will not occur, a Stoic prepares for them by deciding in advance how to respond. You commit to remaining calm instead of reacting with anger. You commit to acting with honesty even when it would be easier to take shortcuts. You commit to showing patience even when others lose their temper. By setting these intentions in the morning, you strengthen your ability to act with integrity when those moments arrive. This habit also helps develop discipline in your daily actions. Discipline is not something that appears automatically, it is built through repeated choices. Each time you choose patience over frustration, focus over distraction, or responsibility over laziness, you strengthen your character. The morning is the perfect time to remind yourself that every decision during the day is an opportunity to practice virtue. Even small actions, such as staying focused on your work or treating others with respect, contribute to the development of a disciplined mind. Another important aspect of this Stoic commitment is understanding that success is defined by effort and character rather than external outcomes. Many people measure their day by whether things went according to plan or whether they achieved certain results. The Stoics believe that this way of thinking places too much importance on factors outside of your control. Instead, the real victory is acting with wisdom and integrity regardless of the outcome. If you remain calm under pressure, stay honest in difficult situations, and fulfill your responsibilities with discipline, then the day has been successful in the most meaningful sense. Over time, this daily commitment shapes your identity. Instead of being someone who reacts emotionally to circumstances, you become someone who acts with deliberate purpose. Your behavior becomes guided by principles rather than temporary feelings. This creates a sense of inner strength and consistency that others can recognize and respect. Beginning the morning with a commitment to discipline and virtue transforms the way you approach life. Every situation becomes an opportunity to practice self-control, patience, and wisdom. Instead of drifting through the day without direction, you move forward with clarity about who you want to be. This mindset builds a strong and resilient character, allowing you to face both success and difficulty with calmness and dignity.